Hey, I hope everyone can hear me all right. My name is Matt, and this is my first vlog attempt ever. I put a lot of time and thought into how I wanted to present this, and I went with the black backdrop. Uh, I don't know why, I don't know. I thought it set a good atmosphere. Anyway, so this is my YouTube channel. I'm going to be discussing a lot of topics, um, sipping a lot of coffee. It's hot. It's very hot. I didn't put any milk in it. Usually I put a little bit of milk just to cool it down, but um, sometimes it gets cool too fast, and I don't like that either, so I'm just drinking it black. Yeah. Anyway, so I am almost 40 years old. I'm a supermarket manager, and I really do enjoy the job quite a bit. Um, it is challenging, it is time consuming, but I do enjoy it. I like the people I work with, and um, it is a rewarding career. My passion, however, is writing. It always has been writing for the longest time. Um, I don't know why. I don't know if it's writing in particular or storytelling. Um, I think what it is for me is I want to tell myself a story that I haven't heard yet that makes me feel like all of my other favorite stories. Like, I want to have that kind of control over a narrative where I can make myself feel these emotions or someone else. I don't know what it is in particular about that is so appealing to me. Um, I'm not sure. I just want there to be more stories that I like, and if you want anything done right, you have to do it yourself, right? So that's why I'm kind of like very, very into writing and very into telling stories and storytelling. And lately, it's gotten into audio. Um, I've been narrating my stories on Patreon. Um, it's kind of like a sandbox for me to upload my stories uh, and keep in touch with fans and friends and family and anyone who'd like to read my stuff. Um, my genre is kind of like absurd fantasy horror. Uh, I do like horror and humor and romance all kind of intertwined together. Um, I wish that I could hone in on a singular genre, but it's just too boring for me to try and write, you know, a very cut and dry horror story or a cut and dry romance or a cut and dry fantasy. Um, I like those three intermingled. Um, I grew up, one of the first, a lot of the movies that kind of really inspired me growing up were this like fantasy, uh, kind of odd horror, romance combination, such as Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was a huge influence on me. Um, and the Evil Dead later on in my life, like I got into the Evil Dead. I love that. When I was really young, the Never-Ending Story. I don't know if you've ever seen the Never-Ending Story, but it's like a very fantastical. I mean, there's a ton of movies that do it, um, but none lately. I feel like the best example, I think. I mean, Stranger Things, because Stranger Things is basically like a throwback. Any kind of throwback is really good, in my opinion. I mean, I grew up in the '90s. I got spoiled with just top quality entertainment. Anywho, so I have written some books, and I have them here with me, um, and I'm going to share them with you. This is my first book, titled Dexter Boomstick. You see the cover is just stunning. Um, I thank my illustrator, Michael Lascalzo, for that. Um, so I think I was about 31 or 32 when I sat down and I was like, all right, like you write all the time, you just can't seem to write a novel. Um, so what I did was sit down and write a fucking novel. Um, yeah. It was the fall, I believe. I think I started writing it in September. And I was like, I'm just going to wake up and I'm going to write every day. And I'm going to write. And I know I have to go to work. And I know I have to work all day. But I'm going to wake up at 4 in the morning. I'm going to write 2,000 words or as close to 2,000 words as I can. And I'm going to not stop until I have at least 50,000 words. Dexter Boomstick is a little shorter than that. I think it's like 46,000 words. But it was a good first attempt, I have to say. Actually, it's my second attempt. My first attempt, I think I wrote about 35,000 words, which is like novella length. It was very short. But Dexter Boomstick is something I'm very proud of. There's the back cover. There's me, handsome devil. Yeah. Okay, so I will read you the back cover. A mystery explosion at a small town hospital unleashes an army of paranormal creatures. The town's only hope is Dexter Boomstick Reynolds, a 30-year-old sporting goods store manager with legendary bat-swinging power. Dexter must find his girlfriend, Roxanne, battle the soup can knight, and discover the mysteries of where it all began, including the origin of the Golden Slugger. Will the mysterious Golden Slugger baseball bat, business casual attire, and devilishly good looks be enough for Dexter to prevail? So it's got a very adventurous spirit, I would say. It's a little disjointed. I wrote one chapter one day, over the course of 2 or 3. Actually, I think over the course of 2 or 3 days for each chapter, and each chapter is like its own story. It doesn't really. One of the things I learned from this book is that my overall tone, I had no sense of that. Like, your book has to have a consistent tone. Like, you can't have one scene, a horror scene, and then the next, like, a slapstick comedy scene, which is exactly what you get in Dexter Boomstick. However, it's very entertaining. It's a lot of fun. I'm very proud of it. It's not perfect. It's not going to make everyone happy, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it looks great on your bookshelf. So a couple of years later, June of 2020, we were in a worldwide shutdown, pandemic, nightmare, hell. But it was great for me because I got to write my second book. But seriously, it was a terrible time, and I'm sorry for anybody who struggled through that. But I did get to write my second book. Yeah. This I wanted to be longer. This is The Estranged. You can see. Cover's beautiful. Same artist, Michael Lascalzo. The guy is brilliant. Has done beautiful work for me. So The Estranged, I was thinking to myself, like, I want a longer book. I want closer to a more more cohesive genre. It's still a little weird, still a little kooky, but it's closer to, I think, what most people are used to. I basically took Silver Linings Playbook, which is like one of my favorite movies, and I set like a Walking Dead backdrop. Basically, there's some cosmic horror in it. I was playing a lot of Bloodborne, so all my gamers out there, if you're familiar with Bloodborne and all those cosmic horrors and shit, that's in my book. It's pretty cool. So basically, this guy wakes up in a mental hospital, and his wife hasn't come to visit him in a long time, and he wants to find her, and all the doctors and nurses are getting sick, and people in the hospital are dying, and yeah, trigger warnings all over the place. It's it's inspired by the pandemic. It was written in the pandemic, during a pandemic. Anywho, yeah. So he wakes up. Where's my wife? He finds out that she left him for another man, potentially, and he gets really depressed. I mean, he's in a mental institution. He's definitely having issues internally, and also another trigger warning. He tries to commit suicide by jumping off a lighthouse. He wants to be as dramatic as possible. And I won't tell the whole story, but before he jumps, he meets a girl who he ends up helping, and then she ends up taking him under her wing, and they have this whole back and forth kind of romance. Meanwhile, people are turning into like these cosmic monster, zombie, disgusting things. I loved it. I loved writing it. I'm also very proud of it. That's The Estranged. Dexter Boomstick. I'll put the links somewhere in my description, I guess. I'm just figuring this out. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, honestly. But I'm enjoying myself. I'm going to have a goldfish. It's good. It's good goldfish. So I hope you're having a great day. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're a writer yourself. And I guess what I could do is, if you want some advice, if you're a young writer or a budding author or whatever, I don't know. Just type. Don't even write. Just type. Just tell yourself a story in your head and just type. Don't think of it as writing. Think of it as typing. Because once you have that clay, that lump of clay in front of you, then you can start molding it into an actual story. You don't have a novel until you have, I would say, over 50,000 words, but if you really want to consider it a novel, it's got to be closer to 70. So if you don't have those words, you don't have a novel. So just type, get that word count up, do it every day. Don't second guess yourself, which is very challenging. You got to just turn off that part of your brain. Just turn it off and just keep pushing yourself, and trusting yourself. And the more you do it, the more natural it'll come to you, the faster you'll go. I really do believe that. I say a lot. I'm terribly sorry for that, but I'm already almost 40. It's just not going to go away. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I would say just type, just do the work. Just do the work. That's really all you have to do, is just work. People shy away from work. I see it all the time. And it's good to be comfortable. It's good to be, I don't know. Just work. Just put in the work. Put in the hours. Sync the words into your word processor and just get it done. Also, second tip, learn how to tell stories. Watch videos on plotting, on outlining. Learn the different 3-act structure. Learn all of that. Study it until it sticks in your head. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be writing and you're going to get a sense of all right, I'm already this far into the story. Something needs to happen here. And that something could be this or that, but something needs to happen. And you'll eventually create this the arc, the character arc, the story arc, what have you. So we'll just watch a ton of YouTube videos on 3-act structure. Watch the Harmon Story Circle. is very useful. They're all useful. I'm writing right now based off of Save the Cat writes a novel. If you look up, I'm not going to explain it because I'll do a shitty job, but you could look up Save the Cat, and it's just another way of telling a story, a little, a tried and true way of telling a story. And if you don't want to do that, then watch one of your favorite movies and be like, all right, the first scene, this person dies. And then the next scene, you have the detective. You introduce the detective. And then, you get a sense of how stories are told. Midway through most movies, the movie turns around on you. You'll notice, pause. Next time you're on Netflix, pause a movie in the middle. And be like, oh yeah, the story is totally flipping right now. The protagonist is becoming proactive. In the first half of the story, all this shit was happening to them. Now they're going after it. That's typically what happens. Or the genre changes completely, which I love. Not too many people like that. I love that. I like when like a dark thriller suddenly gets turned on its head, and it's like, if it's done the right way, it's not easy to do. I'm gonna have another goldfish. Wow, 16 minutes. I'm having a lot of fun right now. Yeah. So those are my tips. Number 1, write a ton. Or type a ton. Type a ton. 2, study storytelling. Do I have a 3? 3, just don't give up. What I will say is I strongly believe in self-publishing in today's world. If you're not an extremely talented writer, if you don't have a narrative voice that is like mind-blowing, if you don't have a huge following on social media, if you're not a celebrity or an influencer, or I would strongly suggest self-publishing, because traditional publishing is really just about marketability. And marketability, you need, so much goes into that. You need, and connections. Marketability, having the right connections, I believe in, are what are going to get people traditionally published. If you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments. Marketability is traditional publishing. That's what I feel. If you do have a huge following of fans, a lot of subscribers on YouTube that you can get out to, you got a good shot. You have a good shot at it. Or if you have connections at a publishing house, or if you know an agent who happens to love your writing, then good for you, go. Or the alternative is you're legitimately good. Which is tough, because you got to be really good. My narrative voice is very kind of, I think it's basic. It's very contemporary. It's very minimalist. I string a couple of good sentences together here and there, but, I'm no Ernest Hemingway. So I hope you're enjoying this so far. Some of the things that I don't know. I want to try reading. I could try reading my stories on here. I was thinking about doing I like the Ghost Hunter stuff. I was thinking about doing Ghost Hunter stuff. Is that crazy? Do you want to see me do go to abandoned places and just explore and maybe get myself killed in the process? I'm not going to get myself killed. I don't think. But if you want to see, like, what do you want to see? You want ASMR? Everybody's crazy about ASMR. You know, I want to know. I want to know what people want to see from me. If you want more writing tips, I can do that all day. I love talking about writing. I have a dachshund. You know, I have a very photogenic dachshund. If you want to see more of my dachshund, then let me know in the comments, and I'll show you my. Where is she anyway? All right, Ophelia. All right, I don't know where she is. She's probably sleeping. If you want to see more of my writing, like as I'm writing, if you want to connect with me, I will connect with you on Patreon. I will respond to messages on Patreon, and I will only charge $1 a month for Patreon. And I don't like that. I don't like. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm charging $1. Like, the site requires, I think, at least $1. I'm not sure. I think it requires at least $1, and it's just per month. And it's just like, you know, it's basically, I don't know, just being a fan, just supporting me and my passion, and I will reward you with my time, my craft, my passion. I'll let you in on what I'm working on. Right now, I'm working on a novel, I'm working on an epic fantasy novel called Moonveil, and I'm about 7 chapters in, and I really think it's going to be something. I think it's going to be really good, actually. And if you want to be a part of the beginnings of that, like, it's all there on my Patreon. And I would love to have you there, and I would love to converse with you there. And I'll leave a link down in the description. And just join the ride, you know. Let's, you know, if you're on your way to work, I post audios on there. You could listen to some audios. I'll post more videos on there. You know, we can start a drinking game. Every time I say or you take a shot. You'd be pretty screwed up by the end. Just gonna have another goldfish. Every time I say or have a goldfish. I hope I'm not inflicting too much secondhand embarrassment on people who know me in person. Like, if you're just like bright red in the face right now, it's like, Matt, what are you doing? Get off the internet now. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I could possibly say about that. But I'm enjoying the hell out of these goldfish. Oh, another thing. I'm a big fitness nut. I don't want to become like a workout, one of those workout guy or gal. I mean, I couldn't be a workout gal, but I don't want a workout fitness YouTube. But if you want to see that, let me know. I can you know, I can post some workouts. I was a personal trainer for a while. I love fitness. I've always been a gym rat. So if you want to, you know, talk about that or whatever, we can do that. What else? Oh, Magic the Gathering. I love Magic the Gathering. I play Magic Arena. I play it all the time, like every day, pretty much. A new set just came out. Phyrexia just came out on there. So if you play Magic Arena and you want to talk Magic, I can set up a Magic, I guess, playlist or whatever. I can, you know, like album. I don't know what the fuck they're called. Pardon my language. This is not a channel for children, by the way. This is something my niece got me. She's a real sweetheart. I love this little snowman. Yeah. Let me know what you want to see. I think this is 25 minutes. I think that's enough time. I think I'm done talking now. But stay tuned for some cool shit. And have a great day. Bye.